From NBC News, this is Today with Kathie Lee Gifford and Hoda and Kathie from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Hello, everybody. It's Friday. It's September 11th. It's hard to believe it's been 8 years since 9/11 right here in New York City and in Washington, D.C.
I cannot believe it's been 8 years, and it's one of those things that I think all of us will always remember sort of exactly where you were.
Where were you, Hoda?
I was driving. It was funny. I was going to a dentist appointment, and I was going down Broadway, and I remember the cab driver had the radio on, and he pulled over, and I saw smoke way down. If you look straight down Broadway, all the way down, you could see smoke. And I heard him screaming. And he was he hit his steering wheel, like afraid. And I said, let me out. And I got out and ran up into Rockefeller Center, where because 30 Rock is such a tall building, it's 60-some stories high, I ran in and they immediately said, go on the roof. We need you to do a live shot. And I was about to get up on the roof, and there were police up there, and they said, what are you doing up here? You need to get down. This is one of those buildings that they were concerned, because at that point, we didn't know.
High-profile building.
Right, and just among the tallest. And, boy, it was like it was yesterday. I mean, you just remember the tragedy and the loss and the people I talked to, and it's heartbreaking to think about it and to realize it happened that long ago. Yeah. That's so surprising.
In some ways, it's surprising that it's 8 years. In other ways, it just feels like it was yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, as you all remember, it was one of the most incredibly crystal clear, unusual September days. Usually we have a lot of haze because of the leftover heat and that sort of thing. And it was just, and we live on the water in Connecticut, and we could literally see what had happened from our home. And we're sitting here with two amazing flags. And what I remember so much is that my assistant at the time, I won't mention names, but she was 7 months pregnant with her first child, and her husband worked for Cantor Fitzgerald, and he was in the first tower. He had actually saved people in 1993, the first time that the towers had been attacked, had saved people then, and this time he didn't make it out. And I remember saying to my friend, who's still my dear friend, I said, you know, the only thing sadder than being 7 months pregnant with his child would be if you weren't 7 months pregnant with his child. And this child now is so beautiful. Right. And she has remarried and had another child. And so at the time we thought we'd never see light. We thought we'd never see a happy day again. But, you know, and yet it's a time to remember and to thank, well, again, those who gave their lives, trying to save those who were, at the time, many of them losing their lives.
And these two flags are terrific.
These flags are so neat.
This one is a flag of heroes. And these are all of the firefighters and police officers, and their names. I want to hold it up right.
Who died? Let me hold this corner for you, sweetie.
Okay. The names of each one individually is on there. And what's great about this is it's called the Flag of Heroes. This flag contains the names of the emergency services personnel who gave their lives. Each name is listed in alphabetical order on this flag, and it
says what they were too. It says firefighter or paramedic or
I love that.
Yeah, just
deputy chief.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and this one is the this one is the flag of honor, and this one holds the names of all those who. You know what's fascinating to me about this, holding the two different flags.
How many names? Two.
Many more, of course, who were in there. But here's the thing: most of the people that were in the towers at the time were literally going about their everyday business and happened to be in these places at the time. But so were these people. These people were doing what they did every day, and these people were doing what they did every day. And you know, it just that's amazing to me to even think about the concept.
And you can, if you want one of these flags, what's terrific about this is for $19.95 you can order a flag, or you can get both of them for $34.95, and you go to let me spell it for you. It's BIELLC.org. BIELLC.org. The proceeds from these flags will go to help. It's a contribution fund to help those who are affected by it.
Yeah, but it's still raw, though, isn't it? You feel it.
I think it's a day, you know, and I think a lot of times in life, when things pass a certain number of years, people don't focus as deeply on it. And I just think today's a day, and I know in New York we seem to always focus on it, but I think today's one of those days that if you haven't thought about it in a while, it's a good day to remember what happened there.
It's easy for us to fall into bad habits. It always is. Yeah. And we've fallen into, again, the bad habit of thinking that all is well in the world. And we could please God, no. But anything can happen in this crazy world and random world that we live in. We have enemies, real enemies who would love to destroy our nation. And so let's just be vigilant.
Yes. Yes,
and vigilant.
Should. Yes.
Is vigilant a word? I'm very...
Yes, it is. It is today.
Let's make it one. Let's make it a word because you know what I mean.
Well, all right.
And let's if you see something, say something. Honestly, many times people don't want to because they think it's none of my business. I went up to somebody the other day at the airport and said something to somebody.
What, is that their bag?
And it turned out to be nothing at all, but I just thought, what if it weren't, just a bag sitting there? But we have to be vigilant.
I think it is good to be vigilant, and to pay attention, and also to realize there are
diligent and vigilant. That's what I was looking for.
And to also realize
this is the most expensive part of my body, my teeth. And
how much did you pay for those chops?
Thousands and thousands of dollars. Oh my gosh!
You did?
Yes.
That's crazy. Yes. All right. So here's a question: do you have good friends? And I mean really good friends. Now,
no, because if I'd had a good friend, you would have said diligent.
What's diligent? I don't know what you're talking about 3/4 of the time.
If I'd had a good friend, you would have said, Kath, it's the wrong word. It's the wrong word. You didn't do that.
I let you blow in the wind.
You just let me blow. No, you don't let me blow. You let me flap.
All right, so here's the thing. What makes a good friend? Give it. Let's hear it.
Trust. For me, trust. If I tell you something and I say, please, Hoda, this
don't say anything.
Trust, first and foremost.
What if I say, Kath, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to tell X, but I did.
But if I hadn't said at the time, please, Hoda, don't say this. Please be diligent.
But what if I?
Then that happens. Sometimes I say I won't tell a soul, and then time goes by, and I think
blurt something out.
Did I say that? I mean, that happens in life.
I think it's about. I think it's number one about having someone who's there when you're in a crisis, even if it's a small crisis. I think that matters. When people are there for you when you're in the weeds, that matters a lot to me.
Yes, and you know what? People that share your joy when you are rejoicing truly are as happy for you as you are.
Right.
That's a friend. And people who share every bit as much of the pain when you're going through something like that too. Our world is full of people who enjoy other people's pain too much.
Right.
They really do. They're not happy for you when something good happens, and they rejoice when you something terrible.
Right.
And if somebody is like secretly going like that, guess what? They're not your friend. Now what?
I don't know. Tan lines and bad things showing. That's all trouble.
You are falling apart. You
need
to be far more
diligenty
when you go about your daily lifey.
I know. They said I should have walked this out. I don't know. Who can keep track of everything? There's too much to worry about.
Here. This is what I've observed about you.
I don't care.
There's certain things in life that you care very much about.
Yeah, that's not.
Other things you don't give a rip.
No, I couldn't give a rip.
And for you, the tan lines, everybody goes crazy here. You don't care.
I know. I don't care.
No.
So what?
So
it's a tan line. Life. Hey, Sarah.
Sarah?
Why don't you tell Kathie Lee the reason we didn't correct her is I was like, you're right, vigilant. You're right, be vigilant.
It is vigilant. What is it? Diligent.
Diligent.
Diligent and vigilant.
Vigilant and diligent.
It's just a human error, all right? I can't be perfect 100% of the time.
Sarah has to say something. Say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say the friends are the ones you can be silent around. You don't have to say anything.
That's a good point. And I love your top.
It's because I shopped in Hoda's closet.
She didn't have a shirt. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, we have a terrific show for you today. They wanted it. They got it. We're going to check out the results of today's ambush makeover.
That's right after these messages.